It's a sweeper in the middle of the plate.
The Houston Astros starting lineup with Mauricio Dubon in Altuve's place at the top of the order. Bregman had a couple of hits last night, though it's been a struggle for him. Same for Jose Abreu, who has yet to homer in 2023. Yordan Alvarez, though, carrying the way for the Astros lineup. We'll see the rookie Corey Julks playing in left field tonight for the Astros. There's Abreu.
And here's our Easton and Easton defense today. Oki behind the plate tonight, making his debut as an Angel. Rendon, Neto, Drury, Urshela in the infield, along with Shohei on the mound. In the outfield, you got Ward, Trout, and Renfroe. I mentioned on the pregame show, you know, he caught Hunter Green last year with Cincinnati. So you're talking about a guy with a power arm. Same thing he's going to be dealing with here, Shohei Ohtani. So you just go back on what you saw from Hunter Green as far as high velocity and take that. In fact, with Shohei, he was calling his own game.
Shohei in the lights tonight here at Angel Stadium. It has to help, too, to some degree, that Shohei's calling his own game. He's calling his own pitches. So if you are a catcher with not much experience catching a guy like this, well, at least you can rest on the fact that you don't have to call the pitches, too.
Yeah, that takes a lot out of the equation. Then you just got to worry about some of those pitches, those splitters or breaker balls in the dirt when you're ahead of the count, to make sure you keep them in front and build that confidence with Ohtani on the mound.
All ready to go at Angel Stadium, and the first pitch, Mauricio Dubon fouls behind home plate. Shohei and Framber here at Angel Stadium. A great pitching matchup. Two aces out there. Both pitchers were in the top 5 in the American League last year in Cy Young Award voting.
Both really strong and use their lower half very effectively to drive towards the plate. Both big shoulders to maintain velocity throughout.
Dubon lays off on an 0-2 sweeper from Ohtani. It's 1 ball 2 strikes on the Astros leadoff hitter. Mauricio Dubon had a base hit yesterday.
There's that sweeper well out of the strike zone.
Walks have been a concern for Shohei. He has walked 18 hitters in 39 innings. He's also hit 7 batters, the most in the American League. He has 7 wild pitches.
Usually that wildness is usually in the first inning. If he can navigate through that, he's going to be in smooth sailing.
Dubon stays alive, fouling the sweeper away. We noticed in his last start, and keep in mind, Shohei did give up some runs in his last start, but he also had 13 strikeouts to match a career high, and it seemed like he started to use the fastball pretty effectively in the mid portion of that game.
5 pitches, 4 sweepers.
And there's the fastball, getting a check swing and a miss for strike 3. Mauricio Dubon strikes out to start the ninth.
That had some run to it. Trying to get that barrel of the bat out quick enough after all those sweepers. See how much run that had at 98. And definitely from that angle there, definitely crossed the plate.
The boos for Bregman as he bats here with 1 out.
Shohei tying Babe Ruth on the all-time strikeout list as far as the pitcher and hitter. Babe Ruth both at 501, two-way stars. The Babe and Shohei.
I think Shohei's going to beat it.
This would be the guy right here who's had some success against him too. 7 for 20. There's 3 strikeouts and now a chance right now to get that punch out.
It's coming at some point. Maybe it will happen here with Bregman at the plate. 0-2 on the Astros third baseman tonight, Alex Bregman. Rolls it to the left side. Rendon cuts in front to grab it. Off balance throw on the run to retire Bregman. And 2 quick outs for Shohei in the first.
And our Hyundai key for the game today going superstar from Houston, Travis Scott. We're going upper echelon, and to beat the Astros you need your upper echelon stars to perform. And Shohei on the mound and at the plate, Mike Trout out in the outfield, and Anthony Rendon there at third base. Got to put it all together, upper echelon, to be able to beat this Astros team.
There's a strike to Yordan Alvarez. Alvarez has reached base safely in every game he has played this year, all 29. He's driven in 32 runs on top of it. It's just about everything right on the nose. Floats this one, though, into foul territory, and Shohei gets ahead of him. 2 strikes on Alvarez. So a good sign for Ohtani. He's been ahead 0-2 on each of the hitters so far.
Yeah. It's good to see it work ahead, and then you can go with so many different pitches to get an out, whether soft contact like Bregman or a swing and miss like Dubon.
A little bit inside with that 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Alvarez hasn't looked comfortable up there yet. And the times that he has faced Shohei really hasn't done much. 2 for 10.
Remember him getting him to chase a couple splitters out of the strike zone. He hasn't thrown a splitter yet, so maybe this is the time you might see one.
Alvarez does chase on a sweeper that stayed down. Again, was able to bounce it foul. The Astros don't strike out a lot, but Alvarez is tied for second on the team in strikeouts. Jeremy Pena leads Houston in that category. Shohei struck out Mauricio Dubon. He got Bregman to ground down. Now he calls time. The umpire decided to take a moment, and now he's going to call it a pitch timer violation. So Shohei was not granted the timeout that he wanted. And the home plate umpire called it ball 2.
A little angry 98-mile-an-hour fastball from Shohei.
It's John Lipka who is the home plate umpire tonight.
But he called timeout. I don't understand how he doesn't get that. When you step off.
Alvarez pops it up foul behind home plate. And that one in the seats as Yordan Alvarez continues fairly long at bat here. 17 pitches have been thrown by Shohei in the top of the first. And now a full count. So it was 0-2. Alvarez has fought it to 3-2.
That was a splitter. Usually the first splitter that Shohei throws has a tendency to stay up and above the strike zone. That's exactly what's the case there.
Now full count on Yordan Alvarez. He stays alive again with a fastball that was up, fouling it back. First time through the order, Ohtani has only allowed 4 hits this year, by the way. He's 4 for 54 the first time through.
He was on that fastball there. It'll be sweeper time. Shohei.
The 10th pitch of the at bat, and it's ball 4. And the Astros have their first base runner, and a good at bat for Yordan Alvarez to coax a walk from Shohei Ohtani. As we told you, the walks have been there for Shohei this year. That's the 19th base on balls that he has issued. Among the league leaders, although Brad Keller of Kansas City is well ahead. Keller's walked 28. So here's José Abreu. And Ohtani starts him off with a fastball for a strike.
Abreu doesn't swing at the first pitch a lot. Just the opposite of Yordan Alvarez, who swings at the first pitch a ton.
That sinker down and in got Abreu to swing over it, and it's no balls, 2 strikes. Abreu has not homered yet this year. 138 at bats into the season for Abreu. 203 at bats since his last home run dating back to last year. He's homered 1 time in his last 90 games. And there's been a power outage for a one-time very powerful first baseman. Ohtani's ahead. And Abreu, it's a soft bouncer to the left side. Rendon challenges. He has it. Throws to first on the run in time to retire Abreu. Scoreless first around a 2-out walk for Shohei Ohtani.
Doing the catching with Shohei Ohtani tonight. Chad Wallach placed on the 7-day concussion IL. He'd been dealing with a stiff neck the last couple of days. So, hey kid, welcome to the Halos. Chris Okie, your first start here will be catching Shohei Ohtani. No sweat, right? But as the guys were talking about, Shohei calls his own pitches, so Chris felt pretty comfortable getting in there today. This is something he also knew about yesterday prior to the game, so he was pretty sure that this was going to be the indication today. He was on the taxi squad yesterday, started prepping last night, sat down this afternoon with the coaches, with Chad Wallach, who had been doing most of the catching with Shohei since Logan O'Hoppe went down. But I talked to Chris Okie earlier. Any nerves? You're catching Shohei Ohtani, your first start with the Halos. He said, only the good kind.
Well, those are the right kind to have.
Yes. Oh, he's almost like a starting pitcher today, how they had those nerves and butterflies going.
Shohei getting extra time to warm up after making the last out in the bottom of the first inning. Chris Okie out of Clemson University was actually a two-time Johnny Bench Award finalist there. He was a two-time All-American at Clemson, so he had pretty good credentials coming out of college. And then in the Cincinnati Reds organization, didn't hit a whole lot, didn't get many chances in the big leagues outside of about a week and a half at the major league level last year. So this is not his major league debut, but it is his Angels debut. Oh, squat behind home plate as Kyle Tucker stands in to start the top of the second inning for the Astros. A slow roller right back to the mound. Easy enough for Shohei Ohtani as he fields his position and retires Tucker.
Here's our pitching sequence presented by Sage, our pitching decision. So what he has done against Jeremy Pena throughout his career, he's really worked that breaking ball. Starts on the plate, a lot of chases off the outside part of the plate. So that breaking ball, sweeper, slider combo has been very good. Our pitching decision presented by Sage. Shohei with 6 punches against Pena.
Ohtani has 1 strikeout so far tonight. Not sure the rookie year could have gone any better for Jeremy Pena. He was a Gold Glove winner, a top 5 Rookie of the Year finalist last year, and then the postseason he was just electric. He was the ALCS MVP and then the World Series MVP at 400 in the World Series against the Phillies.
He's been on that sinker a number of times already today for Shohei to be able to set up that sweeper away against right-handed batters. A good one to Abreu and a good one there to Pena.
One ball, 2 strikes on Pena. A little cloudy here tonight. Am I sounding spoiled?
There is still some patches of blue sky though.
It's kind of a cloudy evening here. I don't know what to do with myself. Haven't seen a cloud here in basically a month. Pena swings and misses. Nasty sweeper from Shohei. Second strikeout for Ohtani.
And passes Babe Ruth now. 2-way stars on the all-time strikeout list. Going back to what we just showed. A sweeper getting a punch out. Second of the game. 502nd of his career for Shohei Ohtani.
There goes the Bambino, number 2 now on that list of 2-way stars. Really nothing like it in the history of Major League Baseball. And the sweeper lands for a strike to Corey Julks, a Houston native. He got to make his Major League debut with the Astros out of the University of Houston as well. There's a big fastball at 97. When you're thinking about the sweeper,
that's got some movement to it.
Shohei just burned that one in. 2 quick strikes on Corey Julks with 2 outs in the second. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. The ball gets away. Okie has a long way to travel to get it, and Julks is going to reach on a strikeout wild pitch.
And that's the thing, when you haven't caught him before, even though he's calling the game, it's just that spin he can create on that sweeper. It's not something he's seen before. So far so good, but that's a tough one to be able to try to keep that in front
A long way to the backstop, too, if the ball does keep rolling, which that one did. Now it's Jake Myers popping one foul to the right side. So 3 strikeouts for Ohtani, 2 in this inning. But Julks reaches on the wild pitch. That's the 8th wild pitch for Ohtani this year.
Ohtani's faced 8 batters today. He's thrown the first pitch strike on all 8.
It's good to see him around the plate with some consistency here so far tonight. Runner goes, pitches outside, throw to second by Oki, skips up on Drury, and Julks steals second.
They're going to be aggressive. They're going to force the issue against Shohei. You don't get many opportunities to get guys in scoring position. He gets that rather easily. That's just the 2nd stolen base that Shohei Ohtani has allowed this season.
Julks showed some speed in the minor leagues, had 22 stolen bases last year. That's his 3rd this year at the major league level. Now a man in scoring position for the Astros.
This is where Shohei goes next level. Also, runners in scoring position and 2 outs. 0-0-0 batting average.
Really historically good with runners in scoring position in general. Ohtani on the mound and at the plate and everywhere.
And on the bases, too.
Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Jake Myers. Check swing.
Looked like he checked on that one.
He did, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's Edwin Jimenez, the first base umpire.
Yeah, it was close, but I thought he held up.
Edwin's brother, Emil Jimenez, was actually one of the umpires here for the Rangers Angels series over the weekend.
Great pitch.
In there, strike 3 called right on the edge of the outside corner at 98. Ohtani with 3 straight strikeouts. And this one on Jake Myers ends the top of the 2nd. Shohei in control early against the Astros. First 2 innings for Shohei Ohtani. As our Coors Light beating the pressure shows, Ohtani has no sweat against the Houston Astros.
Yeah, when you put up those numbers, especially when you look at the end of the season, the Astros are the world champions. Those numbers, and he had a game down there at Minute Maid Park where he was dominant, perfect game into the 7th inning. As good as any game I've ever seen anyone throw against this deep, dangerous lineup.
Martin Maldonado takes ball 1. It's a lineup that hasn't been as impressive yet this year. They haven't had Jose Altuve. They haven't really had Michael Brantley either. So without those 2, the Astros not scoring as many runs as usual. Altuve should be back around the end of the month. They expect Brantley this weekend. So the Astros think that their offense will improve as those 2 return.
Really, both of them just make serious contact all the time.
Shohei on the mound tonight. An Angels great, maybe one day a Hall of Famer. We're going to have a Hall of Famer in the booth with us here in just a moment. Mr. October's in the building. Two balls, 2 strikes on Martin Maldonado, the number 9 batter in the Astros lineup.
I remember him getting him out a couple times. One time on a slow curveball last year, and another time with a fastball.
Now ball 3. Not a guy you want to put on base. He doesn't hit much. Maldonado batting just 171 for the year. The 3-2 is rolled to the left side. Easy for Anthony Rendon. Takes his time and throws a strike to retire Maldonado.
Let's take a look at the pitch separation and speeds of the pitch on our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud between his 4-seam, his sinker, his cutter, splitter, slider, sweeper, and curveball. It's a big time separation. 97-mile-an-hour fastball. You see the difference in that slow curveball.
Mauricio Dubon fouls one back.
I am in heaven right now.
Reggie immediately walked in the booth and started just trashing Gooby.
He's got to take care of a fellow Philadelphian.
Don't be trying to get good with me. You were a pitcher and you're always trying to strike me out. all that kind of stuff, so you can go home. Well, we lost, but I struck out Reggie Jackson 3 times. That's what he would say.
I bet he would.
Goobaza. I thought I was going to see Mark Langston.
Yeah.
Where's Mark Langston? You're not Mark Langston.
No.
Are you Mark Langston?
No, I'm not. He's in the radio booth. You gotta be on TV though. You're a big star.
Yes.
Well, you don't have to tell me that. I know I'm a big star. Come on.
Yes, you are. Oh, you're the best, Reggie.
You should have saw me when I was younger and I could think straight. I got to come up with a cheat sheet now. I got to carry notes. It's terrible.
Alex Bregman lines a base hit. You do some work now for the Astros. What's that like for you?
It is absolutely wonderful, Mark. Nice to see you, buddy.
Yes, Reggie. It's always a pleasure. You are the best. You are absolutely the best.
Thank you. No matter how long it is, I still love hearing that. You know what I mean? Because I imagine it anyway. See. But working with the Angels, we have a guy. Here's a great kid here. Alvarez is just such a special guy. Jordan, and you know, we signed him to a 5 or 6 year extension. And it was so nice to see him get a nice contract.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Go
Great
ahead,
player.
you guys.
Great number, too.
Jordan Alvarez grounds out. Reggie will talk to you in the bottom of the 3rd. Well, just like Reggie Jackson, Zach Neto wearing number 9 as his first major league home run at Angel Stadium. José Abreu swings and misses on the first pitch here in the top of the 4th inning. And Mr. October still hanging with us here in the booth for the top of the 4th inning after Zach Neto's first big league homer gives the Angels the lead. And we see Shohei Ohtani on the mound. Reggie, what's your thoughts about what Shohei does at the major league level?
It's just the special time when you can see a guy like this pitch. I was excited that he was going to pitch tonight. Because I was looking forward to it. You're always looking forward to see him pitch. You see him pitch, you see him hit, and he's just really a special athlete. How do you pay this guy, or what's the comparison? He doesn't have a comparison.
No comparison as José Abreu strikes out. Ohtani has punched out 5 tonight.
And I remember you being a great all-around athlete yourself. I mean, can you put into words, how can you do this, what he's doing, pitching and playing every day?
I can't. I really don't know how he does it. I admire him for doing it. Like I said, he is a very, very special player. I hope he does stay here because he's such an important part of the franchise and can help this franchise become a champion. So I certainly do hope he stays here, but I don't know what it's going to take for him to stay here. And all I can say is I just hope that Artie works it out and figures it out and can afford to keep him.
Kyle Tucker just reached on catcher's interference. We saw that a couple of times earlier this year. Ohtani's done it a few times himself at the plate, and now it happens to him with Kyle Tucker just grazing the mitt there.
Yeah, a lot of times that happens because, I mean, you're sitting there, you're thinking, okay, is he going to throw 99? Is he going to throw a sweeper? Is he going to throw a splitter? So you try to let that baseball get as deep as possible in the strike zone.
Here's Jeremy Pena. Of course, you're known as Mr. October. This was an October to remember for Jeremy Pena as a rookie last year. How impressed were you by what he did on the big stage?
Very much so. Gosh, he came up and took over for Carlos Correa, which you recognize as a great shortstop.
On ball to Rendon, and the Angels get 1 out. The throw to first under the glove of Urshela as Pena reaches with 2 away.
I mean, this the way he was able just to relax in those big moments. I mean, you know how to do it. You just slowed the game down. Is that how you were able to perform like that?
The nice thing, Mike, about it is, you know, he didn't really get excited, and we have a really good staff, and certainly he, you know, manifested into becoming a hell of a baseball player for us. He won a Gold Glove as a shortstop. I don't know if that's ever been done in his rookie season. But, you know, taking over for Carlos Correa, there was a bunch of pressure there, if I can say that. But at the time, as things just grew along the entire season, and he kept getting better and better. And as I said, we have Jose, one of our, our bench coach, help me out here. Espada does a tremendous job, and all of the guys work for him, and he got a chance to play with Altuve and Bregman, between those two guys, so that makes it easier for you too. He wound up. My foundation came out with the first Mr. October award, which gives away an award to the player that plays the best in the month of October. And he won it, which was pretty cool. And Honda gives a car away with that, which is pretty nice. They're big supporters of my foundation. So we have a focus on
out at first, a pickoff.
That's the first of his career.
Shohei picked off Jeremy Pena. We'll see if the umpires are going to be asked to review this. If Dusty Baker wants a replay review, we'll see.
I think they might do it. I thought he got his hand back in there initially. I think he got in there.
Boy, yeah.
They are going to review it, so that gives
some
us
serious footwork. Here's a better angle. I think he got that hand in there just before the tag.
Yeah, he's
Houston is challenging the out call at first base.
He's safe.
Yeah, you always are taught to go back to that back part of the base.
That is correct.
Yeah,
you are absolutely right. And the bases are 3 or 4 inches bigger.
Yeah,
I don't understand that.
I think part of it was
they wanted to take away injuries. That was part
at first base, especially.
Yeah.
How do you take away injury by making it bigger?
Well, there's more space.
More space.
Yeah, less room to get tangled up.
Yeah, I think that should be pretty quick right there.
What was this place like in October? You got to be with 2 division champions while you were with the Angels.
We packed a place when we played here. When I played here, it sat 66 or 67, 8,000, and we filled it up a couple of times. I could count the attendance because I had an attendance clause. I could tell you when there was. I could tell you when there was 35. I could tell you when there was 40. I could tell you when there was 28. The first year, the first day. The tennis clause kicked in around the last week in September. I gave it to the coaching staff.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is safe.
There you go.
Houston will retain their challenge.
Yeah, there was no doubt. He got that hand back in. That was some amazing footwork, though, by Ohtani. Be able to make that even close. He didn't have that big of a lead.
It's a kid that's going to be a good player for us, Corey Julks. Just kind of a natural, gifted hitter. And the most thing you do for a player like this is give him confidence, be the wind beneath his wings. He's a young kid. It's his first season, a rookie, and you just tell him you're going to be all right. You're going to be fine.
Does it help having all those veterans around there too, right?
Trust yourself. Trust your skills. Remember what got you here.
3 balls and a strike on Julks, who struck out his first time but reached on a wild pitch.
He's got power and gets the bat on the ball.
Runner going, swing and a miss by Julks, throw to second in time. Chris Oakey throws out Jeremy Pena trying to steal. And that ends the top of the 4th, and our time with Mr. October, Reggie Jackson. It was a pleasure.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed being with you.
Thank you.
And the old right-hander.
Yes, indeed. You're the bat.
You had to throw me that slider, didn't you? Good to see you, Mike.
Good seeing you, Reggie. Ball to get towards the end of the bat or on the handle of the bat to get some soft contact on the ground.
Ohtani's been in command tonight. He's only walked 1. He's allowed just 1 hit. It was a single to Alex Bregman. The Angels have only had 1 base runner against Framber Valdez. It was Neto. Thanks to his opposite field home run, he touched all the bases. And just misses the front door to Corey Julks, who was at the plate when Pena was caught stealing to end the 4th inning. It's the top of the 5th now. And Shohei trying to hold this 1-0 lead over Framber and the Astros. It's a high fly to left off the bat of Julks. Taylor Ward is back near the wall. Ward reaches up, makes the catch right in front of the wall in deep left field. Julks gave it a ride, but Taylor Ward stayed with it and hauled it in.
And he said a whoa, or is that a wow, make the play. Towards the end of the bat too, but you know, Reggie Jackson said he thought Julks had some good power, and he showed that power. Drifting back right in front of the wall to run that one down. Go one way, go the other way, and run it down. I guess that would be a Texas two-step on that one to go back and around to make the play.
Do what you got to do to get there. Taylor Ward's played a solid left field. Julks flying out to deep left field. Now Jake Myers bats with one out and the base is empty. It's 8 and 9 spots in the order. Myers, the center fielder, typically does not hit much. Chas McCormick came back off the IL yesterday, but it's Myers facing Ohtani today. Ohtani falls behind 3-0 with Maldonado on deck. That's not close, and that's a 4-pitch walk.
And that's 2 pitches in a row with fastballs that were 89 miles an hour. And sometimes when you fall behind, it's aiming it, so the velocity not there.
That brings up Maldonado. It's been the second time through the order when Shohei's been hit this year. First time and third time he's hardly been hit at all. And getting back to the bottom of the order here the second time through as Maldonado bats. That one misses as well.
Got that velocity back again, though. He knows right here if he get a ground ball, give himself a double play. He's had 4 double plays turned behind him this season. His ground ball percentage at 42% this year. Getting quite a few ground balls today.
And ground ball here should be a double play with Maldonado. And Shohei starting to miss the strike zone. That's 6 in a row. Maldonado drafted by the Angels way back in 2004, though he got to the big leagues first with Milwaukee. He was a Gold Glove winner for the Angels in 2017, and then he was traded to Houston for Patrick Sandoval. So safe to say Martin Maldonado's made some very strong contributions to the Angels over the years.
Yes.
You win a Gold Glove, you get traded and bring back a guy who ends up being one of your best starting pitchers.
He's a big-time team leader everywhere he's played.
2 balls, 2 strikes now as Ohtani has found the zone again.
Over the last couple of games for Shohei, that 4th inning has been a tough one for him. But he got through the 4th inning, threw the ball well. For that ground ball, rated an infielder now.
Runner going from first, pitch is low. Oki's throw to second is off the mark. Jake Myers steals a base. The Astros have been running tonight, now 2 for 3 in their stolen base tries as Myers gets into scoring position. First steal this year for Jake Myers. The count is full on Maldonado. Top of the order is next. Maldonado serves one to deep left field. Taylor Ward back for this one again, and it's gone. The former Angel Martin Maldonado strikes a 2-run homer, and the Astros have taken a 2-1 lead here in the 5th.
That's that sweeper again that he hits out. This just stays in the heart of the plate, and Maldonado's still strong enough to get that one out. That's 5 home runs now in the last 3 games for Shohei. That's a good view right there when he got around that baseball to flatten it over the middle of the plate.
Shohei kind of looking at his finger there after that home run. You have to force that sweeper into the zone. Trying to throw a strike there, and Martin Maldonado connects. Just his 2nd homer this year. Here's a floater to right that falls for a base hit for Dubon.
Keeps looking at his finger right now. I think now Weiss is going to go out there along with Ipe to look at his finger now.
Involvement from the training staff here as we get a look at the right hand of Ohtani. Nothing visible that we can see there. Maybe a little bit on the thumb or right there on the edge of the middle finger. A little cut maybe by his fingernail. Meanwhile, Dubon has just come out of the game.
He was in that ground ball. He had a tough time.
Reggie Jackson actually mentioned that he saw Dubon stumble a bit after that, so he's come out. David Hensley is the pinch runner, so he'll go into the game for Dubon here. Shohei has to cover his ear to hear the pitch come through Alex Bregman getting booed here at Angel Stadium. Ball one to Bregman. Control not quite as crisp here for Shohei in the 5th inning like it was through the first 4. He's thrown more balls than strikes this inning. He's given up a 2-run homer.
I think when you have those struggles, I think you go back to the number 1. That's fastball.
One ball, 2 strikes on Bregman. Bloop into shallow right field. Out goes Drury to try to get there, and he won't. It's a base hit. Throw to second as Hensley had to wait to see if it would drop. But he makes it, and now a couple of floaters have fallen in for the Astros. Back-to-back singles after the homer by Maldonado.
And that's not hard contact on that one, but found the perfect spot. And that's now 9 hits and 23 at-bats. 23 at-bats for Bregman against Shohei Ohtani.
Bregman has 4 hits now in this series. He had been ice cold coming in. Here's Alvarez. Has been just an absolute monster in these spots. Runners in scoring position. This is when he's at his best. Ground ball, base hit. That's going to score a run. Hensley rounds third and comes home. Yordan Alvarez comes through again. 3 straight hits. It's 3-1 Houston.
Going again, another big inning going against Shohei Ohtani. That's a little sinker, cutter away, and just went with it. He has such good plate coverage.
So this all started with a 1-out walk, a 4-pitch walk to Jake Myers. And Maldonado hit a home run, then 3 straight singles. Ohtani had only allowed 1 hit the 3rd time through the order in his first half-dozen starts this year. He's given up 3 though here in the 5th inning. Abreu with a slow bouncer to 3rd. Rendon's only played a 1st. And now 2 away. Runners advance to 2nd and 3rd. Indeed, player resume. It's not often where Shohei gives up a lot of base hits here at Angel Stadium. Opponents have only hit 186 against him here. Freddie Peralta with Milwaukee topping that list. Late Jose Fernandez on there ahead of Shohei. And Sid Fernandez, who did a lot of his work at Shea Stadium with the Mets. There's a strike to Tucker, who reached on a catcher's interferences last time.
An important at bat here for Shohei against Tucker. And his good career numbers against the Angels, although Shohei's pitched him well here to keep this game close with Valdez dealing for the Stros.
Bouncer to first. It is handled with the backhand by Urshela. Flip to Ohtani ends the inning. But a good inning for the Astros. They score 3 and take the lead. Shohei Ohtani cruised through the first 4 innings tonight, but had a hiccup in the 5th, walked Jake Myers, and then allowed a 2-run homer to the number 9 batter, Martin Maldonado. After that, 3 straight singles plated a run, so it's a 3-1 lead for Houston as Ohtani goes to work in the 6th.
Just 81 pitches coming into this inning for Shohei.
Both starters have been fairly economical tonight. A pretty easy night for Framber Valdez, with the exception of a home run that Zach Neto hit. Pena pops it up. Brandon Drury on the outfield grass makes the catch.
So far in this game, at 44% sweeper usage. Sinker, which is really high for him, at 30%. Four-seamer 21. So overall 51% fastball usage. Cutter, another form of fastball, 4%, and just a few splitters. Haven't seen his curveball.
The home run by Maldonado was the 5th home run the Angels have allowed to a number 9 batter this year. It seems like a lot. They've only allowed 6 home runs to number 3 hitters. There's a ground ball foul down the line from Corey Julks, who flied out to deep left field in the 5th.
He just missed out that one all the way back to the wall. That's a good fastball, just a little off the plate though, at 98. He's been pretty patient against Shohei.
He's got a fan in the manager, that's for sure. Dusty Baker has loved having Julks on the roster. Fastball there to make it 3-2. There's Dusty, one of the all-time winningest managers in baseball history. Last year finally got the ring, capping off whatever needed to be for his Hall of Fame candidacy. Dusty Baker is a definite Hall of Fame manager.
No doubt.
9th all-time in wins. He could get up past that soon. Slow roller to short. Neto charging, has it, throws in time.
That's an incredible play to transfer. How quick that was by Zach Neto.
2 up, 2 down, and for more on Dusty, here's Erica Weston.
Well, Dusty might be a fan of Corey Julks, but his wife is certainly a big fan of Shohei Ohtani. So much so that Dusty said yesterday when he spoke with the media, a game in which the Angels were playing at Minute Maid Park, he said he looked over, saw his wife in the seats, and she was taking a picture of Shohei Ohtani because he was doing Shohei things. He said, I'm glad she's not here today, especially when he's hitting a home run. So even if you're married to somebody who's managing the Astros, you can still be a fan of Shohei Ohtani.
Everybody is a fan of Shohei Ohtani.
Well, I'm sure Dusty himself is a fan of Shohei Ohtani. How could you not be? I mean, what this guy does on a routine basis. MLB.com actually started polling their writers about if the early MVP vote was needed to be done today, who they'd vote for. And 30 out of the 43 said that Shohei would be their vote for American League MVP already this year.
And even the Hall of Famer Reggie Jackson is a fan of Shohei. His conversation with us talk about how amazing he is.
There's nothing really left to prove. It's just now a matter of sitting back and marveling at what he does do over the course of his career. Not even 30 years old yet. There's a lot of it left for Shohei Ohtani. He strikes out Jake Myers with a 99-mile-an-hour fastball. Bounce back inning for Shohei as he puts up a 0 in the top of the 6th. Should be against the Baltimore Orioles on May 15th. That'll be at Camden Yards. Home starts against the Twins and the Marlins toward the end of May. If he holds every 6th day, this is when he'll pitch. Weather permitting. Tickets available. Join us, why don't you, for the Shohei Ohtani World Tour. And if you're an opposing team on that list, well, good luck.
Yes.
The Astros got to Ohtani in the 5th inning tonight. They scored 3 runs. There's a walk and a 2-run homer, then 3 straight singles. Martin Maldonado hit the home run. And swings and misses here on a sinker from Ohtani, who's now in the 7th inning. This will likely be his last if he can get through it. He's at 95 pitches. Another good sinker, and Maldonado swings right over it.
Well, coming in this inning tonight for Shohei Ohtani, 53.3% fastball usage. That's the most he's thrown as far as percentage-wise in a couple seasons.
There's Jimmy Herget back on the roster today. The Angels sent Cesar Valdez off to assignment, DFA'd. Valdez was just on the roster 1 day. With Wallach going on the 7-day IL. Oki was added to the roster today, and so was Herget. There's ball 2 to Maldonado. A 4-pitch walk to Jake Myers that really changed things for Shohei. At the bottom of the order up, got the first out. He walked Myers. And 3-2 pitch, Maldonado hit one out into the Angel bullpen. He swings and misses here for strike 3.
That's another fastball. He's over 55% fastball usage. And that sinker had some bite to it. Some serious sink to it.
7 strikeouts for Shohei tonight. Given 20 over his last 2 starts and 66 strikeouts in 45 and a third innings this year. It's a whole lot.
There's another sinker.
David Hensley, who takes a strike. Strikeout leaders in the American League. Shohei entered the night #1 and has added to it. And add to it even further, getting ahead of Hensley.
That's a sweeper at 76 miles an hour.
Bouncing ball fair down the first base line. Hensley just an inside out swing on a pitch he was late on. And he has a 1-out single. In the National League, Spencer Strider and Zach Gallen have more strikeouts than Ohtani, at least entering today.
Talking about an emergency swing there, just trying to make some contact, and he did. He gets it right down the first baseline. There's a fastball that was up and in on an 0-2 pitch. Gives you a chance as a hitter to make contact, and he did on the ground the other way.
Bouncing ball here, could be 2. Drury flips to second for 1. Neto unleashes a throw to first for the double play. Shohei Ohtani has gotten through 7. That kid's ready to see some runs. We'll see if the Angels can get some in the bottom of the 7th.